Hey, it's John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com, where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout. Back from the break, boys. If you're just catching us on YouTube, my name's John Gafford. Of course, with me as always, Colt, Amidan, and Chris Connell, counselor. Today we're discussing, or part deux, if you will. I was at my mastermind group this weekend, the Avengers in Huntington Beach. Our meeting was this week, and of all the cool stuff we learned and all the stuff that I went through that I picked up, Ryan Stewman, the hardcore closer. If you don't follow him, go check him out over on Instagram or really on any channel. The guy's omnipresent, which is good. But yeah, he did a deal where he was the 21 laws, his 21 rules of money. Some of it rudimentary and some of it was very eye-opening. We've already been through a lot of it so far, which was good. Had a little bit of a difference of opinion on the never work for the same dollar twice. I still think that. I want to go back to that for a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think you're trying to say that you have to do that if you're building up.
I think there are people. So it's one of these things where there's always for examples, right? There can be these. Nothing is monolithic though. Nothing is going to be just like this.
Sorry, Colt. What was that? Can you spell that? Spell that, Colt.
Mono.
He's got a bad cough and he was ruling out things. One of them was the kissing disease. But no, there's times, like I remember a time in my life I paid for my own college coming up, and I had negative $9,981 in my account. I had a line of credit for $10,000.
Okay, but again, that's an investment in yourself, though. That's not working for the same dollar.
But that's not what. So what I'm saying is, I couldn't give 10% of anything to charity. Like I was literally starvation. I used to take food that they were going to throw at my restaurant, and that's how I ate for the week until I got a busboy shift where I'd make $50 to be able to buy books and bus fare. I was taking a bus. I was living with roommates. I literally had no money.
Again, I'm going to argue with you on that one because there are people that I know. There's a kid named Caleb Maddox, and a kid anymore now. He's a grown man, but I've known Caleb since he was probably 13. He was like the young Tony Robbins guy, and his dad's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And they always said it when times were hardest, when the fridge was empty, when they had nothing. That's when it was time to go give. That was it was time to go out there and give into the world. And maybe it's not money. Maybe if you don't have money to go do that, maybe it's just going to give them back somewhere.
And I did. I started a charity back then because I was walking by homeless people all the time. Yeah. And it was, young idealist. I was 21 years old and walking by homeless people. So I started a foundation, a little thing for myself. Back then, I would walk by homeless people and I'd say, hey, I'm making it and I got nothing. You literally have a greater net worth than me because I have negative $9,981 and you have zero. I would trade financial positions with you and I would become way ahead. Mm-hmm. I never thought I'd get out from under $10,000.
Yeah, there were a lot of times in my life when the goal was to get back to broke.
I was just trying to get back to
square. Back to zero.
If I could be square, I'm rich.
Just get me back to zero.
I lived for 4 years under that revolving line of credit where I'd go, pay it down, and work busboy shifts. So there was a point. So I did. I started a foundation where I said, you can't get a job? It was one of those things where I thought that the job.
So your foundation was yelling at homeless people on the side of the street, like, "What? You can't get a job? What are you, lazy?
You can't have my money, but you can have my time."
Oh, there you go.
And I was a young college student, so I had access to computers. This is 2000. It sounds funny, but so I was like, "Give me your information. I'll type you up a resume." This is back in the day. I'll show you how fucking old I am.
Type up a resume.
I'll type you up a resume. I'll send it out to people who have free classifieds because I had the university library at my hand. So does everybody else.
Yeah,
I could live without money. I could entertain myself for free. I know where resources come from, but a lot of people don't. So these people guys like, oh, I got my forklift license. I could do this. I could do that. I just can't find a job. I'm homeless because I can't find a job.
Yeah.
So I said, I guarantee you that I can fix that. And I have no money.
Yeah.
But I have enough that I can mail out your resume or drop them off on my way to whatever.
Send it Pony Express.
I'm going to get this guy a job. Nice. I have that power. And I think that was a flex.
Were you successful with this?
I got him a job interview. Guy never called me back. So that was round one.
And there's a lesson.
That was round one.
And there's a lesson.
And that was a lesson. Then I did it again and again. So probably after 5 or 6 people, I stopped.
Yeah.
But I was dedicated and I did it. And I followed through and I kept getting calls and callbacks for jobs. Then I realized, whoa, I don't really understand why it's not that they can't find a job. That is not the
right.
It's a lot of times
the
it's mental health issue,
will in the way, man.
addiction,
the will in the way.
whatever. But I was at an age where I didn't understand
Yeah.
that people have different motivations and reasons for whatever.
Yeah.
So that I remember was very, very disheartening. I didn't let it completely all fucking people are this and that way.
Yeah.
But it did open my eyes that it's not always that people need a handout or a hand up or whatever. Sometimes people have other things going on, or, you know, I still to this day am salty about it because I really, really cared and I tried more than I was like, hey, I have the power to do this. Watch this. Because it's that attitude.
I think all of it. I think that's a youth thing. I think everybody's burned in a situation like that where you have this project. Yeah. You're going to help this person and you're going to get them back on the square and you're going to get them moving in the right direction. And, you know, pretty soon you kind of realize there's some sort of ulterior thing going on, alternative deal that maybe alcoholism or drugs or whatever it might be that is.
Why aren't there any mansions in Alphabet City? It's like, well,
yeah,
because sometimes you invest in places that have, aren't great places to invest a lot of times, your time. So that's where I learned.
I think you try to help people out, and you'll learn that some people learn it earlier, some people later, but the world can't help everybody out. Yeah, and I think that's why you see some of those missionaries. What was that one? Those missionaries that got on a boat trying to help out that little island in the middle of nowhere.
It was a guy who was told not to go there.
No, I thought it was two or three guys.
No, you're exactly right. It was a guy told not to go there.
He paid these fishermen. This is off the Indian coast. Yeah. And he got murked because they're like, don't come here. And he's like, oh, I'm going to bring you Jesus.
How did he get murdered with spears?
Well, because
spears. He speared him to death.
Wow, is there top 5 worst ways to die? Being speared to death on a boat.
Take a spear in the neck.
It got to be close.
Let's see. Okay, let's go. Why not, Colt? You know, whatever you want.
Take a hard left here.
But whenever he tosses one into the ring, I think we owe it to the world to entertain it. Top 5 worst ways to die. Here we go. Hard left into Colt's brain. Let's have it, Colt.
My top 5?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I was asking your top 5. I think dying.
I'm dying to hear this.
My top 5.
What would be the worst?
Let me start number 1 because I don't know how. I don't want to get number 5 and then forget number 1. I think burning alive's number 1.
Burning alive.
Burning alive.
Okay.
Second's drowning.
Drowning.
Third, possibly be a spirit in the neck. I mean, that's possibly number 3. Number 4, just dying at. Because your wife chokes you, kills you that way.
That's a real threat in his house.
That's a real
real
scariness.
Beaten to death by the chunkless.
Yeah. Number 5, I think would be like dying being an equestrian person because the horse got mad at you. Number 5.
So this is obviously a kid that didn't spend too much time reading about medieval torture.
No.
There's one where they heat up a cauldron and put a rat on your stomach, and it literally eats its way through your organs. I'm going to take drowning over that because that is literally painless.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones where they hooked your arms together? And see this? You guys gotta give me more time to think my top 5 next time.
You picked drowning?
Drowning. Have you ever almost drowned? I almost drowned.
It's a fraction of a second, and it's pretty peaceful in that moment, actually.
No, mine was scary as shit. And some random guy looked like an angel came out of the woods and saved me. That's a true story.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah, I almost drowned once.
Again.
I'm going to take that over the rat in my stomach on a boiling cauldron.
How do you pass over the angel guy out of that?
Because it's Colt. I thought he was kidding.
No, that's a real story. Listen.
Because the evangelicals are going to come out and be like,
no. Listen. You know how they say when the surf's up, you got to surf? I mean, when it pops up, you got to go.
The wave's high right now.
Yeah. With surf
okay, so I was super young.
Okay, go ahead, Colt.
Super young. With my brothers, we were camping, and there was a little bridge that the river was flowing over it because it was such a high flow. And my brothers were older. They got across it. I didn't. I went in. My oldest brother took off running. Asshole just left to drown. But I was hanging on one little rock. He's thinking more Christmas presents. More Christmas presents.
I'm pretty sure this is like half the first episode of Lord of the Rings. But go on.
Pretty much everything in my life's movie. So then my middle brother grabbed me. He went in. He was holding on to the bridge thing. We're under. I could not swim at this time. I was a goner. Some guy came out of the woods, grabbed us, put us up. He was white-haired, white beard, everything.
Santa Claus?
Kind of. And then he Just put it there.
But
and
the question
walk
is,
back into the woods.
did you offer to get him a job and then he didn't show
And
up
then
for the
he
interview?
said,
Is that what happened?
nope.
Why would you go angel and not Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Because he was an angel.
He said white beard.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. That's what he looked
Was he
like.
chunky? Was he?
No, he
Was
was
there
too
a red
skinny.
suit?
He was like 6'2", probably 190, too small to be Santa Claus. But
Wait, okay.
probably too big for an
Please tell me
angel.
this is the Dos
Hang on a
Equis
second.
most
No,
interesting man.
let's back up. Let's back up. So you're not old enough to know how to swim.
But I'm old enough to know a guy's 6'2".
Yet you can profile a guy to 6'2" and 195.
Well,
you can size him up that quick.
Died
Smelled of
drowning.
sandalwood. Smelled of sandalwood.
Sandalwood. You smell like
That's
meat
my-
and cheese.
Yeah, I almost drowned. It was not peaceful, Chris, for sure.
No. Yes, I understand the moment of panic arises, but I'm sure the moment of panic arises when you're being ripped limb from limb by the four horses of the
Yeah.
I guess we should have gone top 5
Yeah,
best
that
ways
whole
to
brave,
die.
that whole Braveheart
Braveheart
thing.
way to go.
Oh,
sounds
you know what I'll
pretty
go with the horse would be?
You know what? I don't like
Did-
Mel Gibson, so I don't like
No,
Braveheart.
did you watch? Did you
Both
watch
like
the Viking?
angels.
Did you watch the Viking show?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
The Blood Eagle thing.
Oof.
If you didn't see that, see this is what they do. They would, and I don't even know if this is like a real Viking thing. It just was on the show, but apparently they would take you and tie you up on a deal with your arms up like this, right, with your arms straight out, and they go behind you with an axe and they would cut you in the back to where it broke your rib cage, but not enough to kill you, but to kill you, and then they would reach in and pull your lungs out of the slits so they were on your back like wings.
feel like you're dying right at that point.
Yeah, and if you cried out, you didn't get to go to Valhalla or whatever it was. Is that real? I don't even know.
Odin has a bunch of rules. Valhalla is very specific because you have to die brave.
Yeah, you can't be a wuss.
You can't be like
I would not die brave.
Yeah,
you and Mel Gibson both love angels, and I think you'd both die brave.
yeah. I'm pretty sure if
Me
Colt,
and Mel Gibson have nothing.
You and Mel
no,
Gibson
Colt, if
both
you
have
showed
a
up,
spot in
if you
Valhalla.
showed up at Valhalla, they'd be like, "What happened?" You're like, "Well, my wife told me to shut up, and I didn't listen, and now I'm here." That's
I
what
guess I
happened.
should have rethought this top 5. I'm thinking.
She's got a place.
Oh,
in
Vet's going to Valhalla
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, she's going to Valhalla.
Again, I don't know if I've told you this, but every single Father's Day, I call and wish a vet a happy Father's Day.
That's a true story.
That's a true story.
is a true
Every single Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, buddy. It's a Colt's wife.
Dick. Such a dick. And this is why I don't like you guys. I don't even know how I got stuck on that. I'm shocked I stayed here for 13 episodes.
I know. We love
Otherwise,
you,
we'd
Colt.
just be
We
talking
do.
about money strategy.
Money.
I know.
Yeah.
How boring would this be if we were just
about-
talking about this?
But
lungs out
everybody's
of your
sitting there
back.
thinking, how would the worst way be killed? Now I think of it getting your head caught off while you're alive.
Do you think that people like that show because the Vikings are so handsome, John? Is that why? Because you get your wife to watch?
My wife refused to watch it.
My wife.
That's why John watched
She's
Did
the
she?
biggest girl crush on Lagatha.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I loved it. That was one of those shows where like I would watch it and my wife hated it, but it was cool because it became like the only time I could watch it was when I was on like the treadmill.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, I want to be on the treadmill all the time because then I can watch this show.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
So that
I
became
stopped
like my
watching
thing.
when Ragnar died.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, the Sons that we haven't watched that.
Spoiler.
season.
Oh, you haven't watched this? It finishes
spoiler.
up pretty solid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Pretty solid. But the earlier stuff, I like the earlier stuff.
I like
better.
the Ragnar.
But did you watch there's another one, Last Kingdom. Have you watched that one?
No.
Similar idea, equally as good.
Do you ever just think of those shows and think about how horrible it would live to be in a time, not only when life was just difficult like that. I'm talking about pre-Novocaine. Have you ever had a toothache?
God.
You know, they say I have a time machine. You can go anywhere. I'm like, the day after they invent Novocaine. Because having a toothache and having someone like smash it out of your face.
Oh no, they're doing it. They're going straight. What was it, Castaway, when he takes the skate and just bangs it out with the rock? That was
for God's sakes.
They pull
Was
a
that
tooth, you're
not the
passing
worst
out.
movie ever? Castaway? Top 5 worst movies.
All right, Colt.
No.
Well, welcome back, Colt. Welcome back to the conversation.
I'm just
Colt,
saying,
what would you say are the top 5 worst movies? Now
Anything
you
with
throw Castaway in there.
Hanks. Honestly, I could go
Saving Private Ryan?
Saving Private Ryan. Don't like it.
I don't think you're not allowed to like that
Forrest
movie.
Gump. Horrible. Castaway. Absolutely.
Okay.
Horrible.
Hate him.
Can we go back? Can we go back? I think now after hearing this list, I'd rather hear the top 5 movies you think are good. I think I'd rather hear that.
Point.
I think I'd rather hear
Yeah,
that.
give me a second to think about that.
I'll tell you mine. Mine are at the top
All
of
right,
my
go
head.
ahead. Go ahead.
Fight Club, 7. The Game, Usual Suspects, and American Psycho.
Okay, I'm there with you with. I'm there
Club?
with you with 7. I'm there with you with Fight Club.
7.
I'm there with you with Usual Suspects.
The Game. A lot of people haven't.
With Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas,
Right,
where
and
he
Sean
has to
Penn.
go
Yes, Sean Penn and Michael
whole
Douglas.
cycle. It's Fincher.
Yeah. See,
That is the most.
See, for me, I'm going to go, I think Pulp Fiction is
but then like 5 Tarantinos are.
I
6
know,
to
then you
10.
got to kind of put them all in there.
And then they're all
It's
just
all in
like.
there.
Then Tarantino is probably my favorite director, and then Fincher. Yet Fincher has 3 of my top 5.
Well, that's
And I would
your
say-
number 1.
Godfather 2.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
2.
Godfather 2.
But I don't think about Godfather in the way I think about Fight Club on a daily basis or Pulp Fiction. Remember that video John was shooting for Simply Vegas Real Estate?
No, it's for the Simply Group.
For the Simply Group. That is just cool. There's just something cool. California, it's lifestyle. It's interesting. Godfather's got a place.
Yeah.
Right? Apocalypse Now has a place.
Love it.
They have these things, right? But I don't sit there and crave to watch Godfather 2.
No.
I'll watch Pulp Fiction right now.
Well, okay. Let me ask a more important question. All right, the Colt's still trying to figure out what his top 5 favorite movies are.
Not Tom Hanks. not Big.
Not Tom Hanks. Not Big.
Not Big.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's like
Big?
He's like Big. No, he was in that one too.
Big.
Damn it.
No.
He's in that one. I can't go there. No,
I'm telling you, there's going to be something like 20 years. It's going to come out. Tom Hanks.
You've
did
got
something
mail.
horrible.
I can't do that with you.
Horrible.
Yeah, I think it's
They're all horrible
Okay,
movies.
listen. I can kind of appreciate where you're going with it because this is how I feel about Mumford and Sons. Like, I went to a Mumford and Sons concert. Carrasco dragged me to one.
Yeah.
Right. One point. This is when they were first coming up, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this band, and I'm looking around at the crowd, and I'm like, none of these people know the words of this song.
Yeah.
They're all kind of head bobbing, but nobody really knows what's going on.
Yep.
And then you're like, 90% of the people are here because someone told them this is supposed to be good.
Cool.
That happens in a lot of things.
Tom
Like
Hanks.
I think that's why everyone liked the movie Crash and the movie Avatar, because
I
people.
like Crash.
That's
Oh my
this
God.
is
And Tom Hanks
Never
was
saw
not in it.
Avatar. Yup. I got my
Never saw-
number 1 worst movie ever.
He's going to say Star
Is
Wars.
Crash.
He's going to say Star Wars. He's never
And
seen
you know
a Star
what?
Wars movie.
Norm McDonald.
Did you know this? He's never
Norm-
seen
Norm
any
Macdonald.
Star Wars movie.
Sorry.
Actually went off the same
one of the
thing.
new ones.
Any
Any of them. They're
Any of
horrible.
them.
Because I'm not a freaking little 13-year-old nerd.
What are
That's
you
why I
talking
haven't
Hey,
about?
watched
he's
You
never.
can't
No
have an
Empire Strikes
opinion
Back.
about-
No Jedi. None
So
of it.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I had like this stuff as a kid, and I liked it as a kid, but I don't go back and nerd out. But those are unbelievably good movies.
Yeah,
No, they're-
the hero's
oh my
journey, my
God.
friend.
The hero's
It is the
journey.
hero's journey from
Quintessential.
beginning to
No.
end.
You know what I
Absolutely
hate?
not.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about?
How do you hate that?
You know what? The ride's a lot better than the movie.
Cole, you've never seen a Star Wars
Never.
film?
Never.
Even the
Never.
1, 2, and 3 that
Never.
came
Never.
out?
I'll just
Never.
wait. We had this discussion one day, and he said, this came out of his mouth. You ready? This came out of his mouth. I don't care nothing about Dark Vader.
Okay. So me and John, how did they miss that?
Shay.
How did they miss that?
Because-
How do you go Darth Vader, not Dark Vader?
You're putting me on.
No, I swear to God, he believed it.
I know there's cameras here, but this is the thing. It's
This
like,
is this
let's
is real.
see how dumb
This
Connell is.
This is real.
How
This
did
is
they
not
miss that?
real.
Now that
Absolutely
you
real.
think about that,
Fucking 2 people on Earth that would have this conversation with.
No, this is real.
50% of humans on Earth that I could have this conversation with are literally in this room.
I know.
Statistically, this is more improbable of you being a fucking Olympic speedwalker.
what is that? Darth Vader's a better name? The
Darth-
writers?
it's not-
Fuck that up.
Darth is a title.
It's his
It's
title.
not dark. It's because he wears black. Anakin,
But he should, and he's a bad guy. Everything about him's darkness.
the level of sophistication, it's not. He's got
You know
the
what's
Force.
hilarious? Do you know what's hilarious? One of my
God.
top 10 favorite movies? Spaceballs.
I'm not saying you're wrong either.
But I've never seen Star Wars, so how could I?
Dark helmet.
Yeah. Is it dark helmet, big helmet?
They nailed it for you. Mel Brooks is your lane.
Mel
Yeah, that's his
Brooks.
lane.
Oh
Just stay in your
my
lane.
God.
You gotta-
Yeah.
Dude,
Why would I not know this?
I don't-
How does this not come up?
I don't know. I forgot about it. I mean, there's so many gems like this, but
That's no fuck money. Colt.
Darth Vader is a way better character than Darth. Have you ever met a guy named Darth? Not somebody you want to go drink with.
and I love how
Or
he's just- he's
anything
married
Darth.
to it.
Have you ever
Like
met a guy
Garth?
named Anakin?
He doesn't
Who's
have any idea what
Anakin?
you're talking about when you say that.
Hold on.
He has
Is
no idea.
Anakin a boy
Again,
or a
never seen
girl?
it.
Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
Chris, though. Darth Vader is a better name for a villain than Darth. I'm not afraid of anybody named Darth. Have you ever met anybody named Darth? The closest probably Garth, who is scary as shit. Have you seen the Garth Brooks? Have you seen his documentary?
I've seen
that. Guy's got dead bodies in his farm with Trisha Yearwood.
You know, I totally agree with that. Actually, Colt's now back talking sense.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks. If you ever watch it, he starts referencing himself as G in a third person. He's scarier to me than Anakin Skywalker.
Oh, boy. For sure. He's got dead bodies.
But you understand that there's something a little bit more complex than just about bad guys and good guys, right? These aren't like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies where it's like, that's the Predator. He's a bad guy. And even that had nuance to it.
I didn't like the Predator.
You didn't?
Do you know what one I like?
Predator?
Do you know what Arnold movie I like? Did you see the one where they the kid? No, a kindergarten. It's not a tumor. That's the best part. But no, have you seen the one where the kid gets sucked into the movie?
Yeah, Last Action Hero.
Action Hero.
Great film because it broke down the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And in film, it was an interesting character thing to do.
Yeah.
In 1994 or whatever it was.
Whatever it was. So back, okay.
God, that was great.
So Colt, you still haven't come up with your top 5 movie. Let's do this.
My top 5 would be Casino #1.
Casino's great.
All right, it's a great movie.
There you go.
Casino.
That's Palm Move Kid.
You know what I like a movie-wise that's not too many people love? Man on Fire. Denzel.
Yeah.
I don't think of it. Yeah, okay.
You've never seen Man on Fire?
Yeah,
Come and go. Okay. Yeah. HBO, sure.
Yeah. Number 3, maybe like Superbad. Great movie.
Okay. Yeah, come and go. You're like the North Korean judge at the Olympics at this point. It's just going to go left field or maybe
Siskel and Eber are both fucking great.
They're going, no,
Are they both dead now?
Gene, yeah. Oh my God.
They're both dead. Yeah. So what else you got? Keep going. Keep rolling.
Number 4 would be.
Please throw in
like movies. I mean,
like Coco.
Sicario. Love Sicario.
Great film.
Number 1. And I'd go Godfather 2.
Okay.
2 was a great one. Great.
But more importantly, when you're at home by yourself, no more Dark Vader. We can't have that discussion anymore.
I could do that all day where he literally says it with sincerity.
Hey, dude, he's married to it, which is the best part about it. One more time,
hold on, like you're going to say Darth is his title?
Darth is Darth Vader. It's not Dark.
No, that would have been better name. What's Darth? Is that his first name?
It's like, okay, you understand that there's a lot of things going on in the intergalactic space that Star Wars exists in, right?
Do you realize
there's
not real?
He's never
not
seen
real.
There's with Darth Maul. Darth Maul is a Sith. Yeah. I think Vader is a Sith.
This is going to be a long. This is going to be a long.
Could you imagine if you're like?
No, he thinks he has a Sith taken out of his leg 2 weeks ago. This is going to be a long. Yeah, I think we need to let this one go.
Why is he a Vulcan and not a Vulcan?
I don't know.
Like Star Trek.
I know people are
Let's
behind.
do.
Norm Macdonald was on this.
What do you think of Star Trek?
Reading Rainbow guy. That's the only thing I remember about it.
What?
The guy from Reading Rainbow. That should be the. He should be.
Oh yeah.
He should be the new.
The guy with the Jeopardy. The thing. Yeah. Still one of my favorite memes.
Horrible.
The meme was sitting there said, "I got if you're having whole problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems, but a breach ain't one." I thought that was hilarious.
Don't get it, man.
But that's as far as my Star Trek goes.
Yeah, we went to a Star Trek trivia.
Yeah.
By accident. Went to trivia night, my buddy and I, because it's been a long time. Bar trivia is kind of fun.
I bet you're good at that.
It depends on the categories. If it's just general trivia, we mop up. We went accidentally to a Star Trek trivia night. We ended up sitting. We recruited a nerd. Obviously, I'm not just going to sit there and take my lumps because I've watched a couple of the movies maybe, and my dad had the show on. Like I have no idea.
Yeah, that's it.
And surprisingly, there's stuff that comes up in pop culture where you kind of have absorbed it. But we recruited a nerd who kept us afloat there for our first couple of rounds, and then it fell apart.
Oh God, there was a Gidget a million years ago when she was single. My wife.
A million years ago, John, she's only 35.
Well, no, but I'm saying when she was single, we've been together forever. But when she was single a long time ago, the one of the Asian guy from one of the Star Trek Next Generations or whatever used to come to the Palms where she worked and ask her out all the time. And finally, she acquiesced and went on like one date with the guy. And then the guy was like, I'm going to take you to India to see all this stuff, and like kept coming around the work, and it was weird. So they all nicknamed him the Klingon, which I thought was pretty funny.
Pretty appropriate.
That was pretty funny.
That's where you want to take her, India?
Life imitates
Star Trek?
Life imitates art.
Life does imitate art. But speaking of one more thing about movies.
Oh my God, I have like
and this is the thing that drives her nuts. So obviously it's not Star Wars for you, Colt, but you're home. It's the middle of the day. It's Sunday. The kids are out doing whatever with the wives, and you're on your own accord, and you're flipping. And a movie comes, a movie comes on. What do you watch? You are compelled to watch it every time it's on. Give me 2 or give me 3.
John Wick 1.
Okay.
I will watch Casino Royale with the Daniel Craig. Jason.
Okay.
Like that is just
right.
John Wick 2 and 3, kind of whatever. John Wick 1 is just always it's always time to watch John Wick 1, and then probably Bourne 1.
Which one? What is
Bourne,
it?
the first
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Bourne.
All right. What do you got, Colt? I can't wait to hear this.
No, you know what I was thinking now that you said that? That on Sunday,
who knows, Colt, but I can't wait to hear.
On Sunday, this was going through my mind because the only thing's on is football, which I don't watch. And secondly is John Wick 1, which I watched too many times.
You don't watch football?
No, I don't. But don't get me distracted.
That's a whole other
really
show.
Just off at this.
Yeah, let him go.
So I got on Netflix and went through Netflix for like 30 minutes. Fucking, there's so much to choose from. Garbage. So I go to Amazon, go through it, garbage. I spent an hour looking for something. Here's the thing. Within a year, I bet I could make a documentary on something and get it on either Amazon or Netflix. Just as good as I could be on a
You know what you should make a documentary on? Equestrian. Olympic equestrian.
But how...
Or we can make a doc.
We could make a movie.
One normal man's attempt to make it.
You can make a documentary on the beat. You could do
his training.
You Chili's, how crappy it is for you to serve somebody 6 margaritas and then have their car towed during a Garth Brooks concert. Chili's, that's what you should do.
Careful how you start throwing Garth around because he'll get a little worked up.
I know you do.
But for me, think that maybe they were looking for Casino.
Casino.
I could watch that. Man, honestly, there's not too many. Man on Fire. Same list. The same list. That's it. I couldn't
not like
watch
the Matrix. Not like the Matrix one.
Never seen the Matrix. I turned it on for 20 minutes. It's fucking garbage. Oh, do you know what's a good movie?
What are you talking about? You've never seen the Matrix.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. There you go.
Okay. Great.
Matrix. No, I saw 20 minutes of it's garbage.
Here's my
20 minutes of the Matrix and it's garbage.
Yeah.
You watched The Matrix 1.
Yeah, it was garbage.
What was garbage about it?
It's just stupid. I don't like that stuff. You know what was great? Step Brothers. Great movie.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. I think Step Brothers is a great movie.
Movies that I have to, I'm compelled to watch whenever they're on. Oh my Point Break. I don't know. Point Break. To the point where I
just plant that, or was that
no? That really happens. Point Break. That was on my list. Urban Cowboy. I have no idea why.
Never seen it.
No clue why I have to watch Urban Cowboy.
Childhood?
Nope. Talladega Nights. Every single time it's on.
Napoleon Dynamite.
And Step Brothers.
Step Brothers.
Those 4 movies, if they're on, I'm watching them.
Did you see what they named our? Is it our lacrosse team? What did we get that they just named the?
I don't know if they did they have an official name? Oh, it's the
Nighthawks.
Nighthawks.
Yeah, is that not
great? They're actually.
Nighthawk. Wasn't that the part of the Step Brothers? Call me Nighthawk or something.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It was. Yeah, our team owned by 99 himself, Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky, yep.
Gretzky owns it. They're trying to talk him into playing in Henderson. That'd be
hot.
awesome.
You guys seen his daughter?
They're Jesus Christ.
No.
No, of course.
Oh, you guys say, of course, but that's a bad question.
So
I'm more impressed with him birthing a beautiful daughter than
I'm going to point something out. We're going to get to the rest of these rules about money.
I know.
We are now on minute 28 of segment 2, and we haven't talked about anything except for
great show, guys.
Yeah, lucky number 13, Jamie. Lucky number 13.
So my first year university film art book I took a movie class.
I did too.
The cover was The Matrix. It was talking about basically what was so amazing about effects like bullet time, the philosophy of it. And it's just awesome to be like, it sucked. Oh boy, the movie just
horrible
sucked.
Movie.
Well, just think. Okay, real quick, in case you're wondering what the rest of the rules of money are, as the clock winds down to 1 minute left. Know your numbers always. Check your budget once a month because what gets measured gets improved. Don't just let things roll like that. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. There's no such thing as a guaranteed investment. Figure out about taxes and how to work with and around them. Never rely on one source of income. You should always have multiple income streams. Something I cannot read because my handwriting is terrible. And, I'm sorry. When you start out, you trade your time for money, but you want to move to trading money for time.
So I think that fits in from what you talked about earlier, but not working for the same dollar twice at some point.
It all because I can tell you right now, the most valuable thing that you can buy for money with money, the most valuable thing without a shadow of a doubt that you can purchase with money is time. And having the freedom to spend with your loved ones, to do the things that you want to do on a day-to-day basis is the most absolute valuable thing money can ever do for you.
Totally agree.
Is what it is. Yep. So that's going to wrap it up for another episode of The Power Move. If you're still listening to this, I'm shocked at this point.
I can't.
And please, if you want to berate Colt in the comments,
Colt underscore Amidan IG, hit me up.
Yeah, you can hit him there.
You hate Star Wars. That is your man.
This is your guy. It's your guy.
There's a lot of people that are behind me on this. I have a feeling.
Oh God, what's the IG for you?
Neighbor, Connell LV.
Connell. Well, guys, remember, if you like what we do, please tell a friend. I mean, I got to tell you, the response has been overwhelming. I'm super happy with what's going on. If you like what we're doing, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell two, because it doesn't matter if they're talking good or bad. What is it, Connell?
As long as they're talking about you.
As long as they're talking, that's all that matters.
Cool, dead serious. Dead serious.
Hey, John Gafford. If you want to catch up more and see what we're doing, you can always go to thejohngafford.com. where we'll share any links that things we talked about on the show, as well as links to the YouTube where you can watch us live. And if you want to catch up with me on Instagram, you can always follow me at thejohngafford. I'm here. Give me a shout.